mentioned I spent a lot of time in the last 72 hours and obviously over the course of the season, but really trying to dial in what in our tape study, like what are we're calling it the tape takes. It's not because we're just trying to throw something out there to get splashed or to go viral. It's literally like, all right, we've watched the tape and thank God it was raining here today. So I've spent the whole day inside, not feeling
All
bad
day.
about it and trying to figure out and explain to you, our audience, what's the stuff that's jumping out the most? Like, what's the thing that you got to know going into this game? So I'm going to throw it to you, Mensch. We got those two big games kind of talked about in depth. Tell me something from one of these other games. The way I see it, there's 9 games. There's 9 awesome matchups this week. So bring us to one of the other ones.
Listen, you have been talking up these Trojans for a while now, okay? And it's been all offense. All I'm hearing about is how good this offense is, and rightfully so. I got a chance. They got Illinois this week at Illinois. I got a chance to see that their numbers, their sack numbers, are some of the best in the country. And so I'm thinking to myself, Illinois has had a hard time protecting. I'm going to watch this SC defense that I haven't seen.
You hear Signetti talk about their offensive line, by the way?
No. What do you say?
He quotes
about Illinois' offensive line?
Yeah. Let me paraphrase. That was paraphrase combined with.
So he buries them basically.
Javon Hargrave. Let me paraphrase. We knew they sucked going in. We were going to go after them, and they sucked as bad as we thought. That's
I'll get to it. I will get to it in a second. All right. I have absolutely fallen in love with USC. I'm going to start with the scheme. The defense coordinator, Danton Lynn, has been there now. This is his second year. He's got an NFL background. He was at UCLA before that, but he was in the NFL before that. Dude, good luck. He has exotic fronts. He has guys walking up in gaps, dropping. You never know who's coming or going. You have no idea who's rushing. It could be anyone at any point. Then he's twisting guys. He's playing different coverages behind it. He's got this. He has the strong safety from North Carolina State transfer, Bishop Fitzgerald, right? And he will just let this guy be like a robber underneath. And all he does is read the quarterback. He's got 3 picks this year. Ooh. He excels at just watching the quarterback and making a play on the ball. And if you don't account for this kid on every play, you are going to be in trouble. And then they have guys up front that they can win. Anthony Lucas is a power rusher off the edge. Devin Tompkins between the tackles. Have you seen Eric Gentry, the linebacker for them? He is 6'6" and 225 pounds. He looks like a small forward.
Cam Chancellor.
But he can close. He can close, and he's long, and he can cover. So if he drops, he's a problem. If he rushes, he's a problem. And then you flip it over to the other side, and you have an offensive line that I'm not sure could block. I don't want to be, I'm not going to be overly mean about this.
Well, they can't handle. What was it, RCF? Resting Signetti face had no problem. So why should you blink?
Yeah, I would go too far. I'll just say that they're not picking pressure off the edge. They're not blocking guys between the tackles. And then you add on to it a quarterback that sometimes holds on to the ball too long, and Luke Altmaier, and is not an elite athlete. It's a recipe, and all those different coverages and guys dropping and all that, you're going to hold on to the ball even longer. Okay? So you add in all of those factors. I love USC at Illinois. I think Illinois is going to drop the second one in a row. I think the spread in that game is 6.5 on the road. USC on the road, 6.5.
I do want to let all of our folks know, I failed to say this. We do have our FanDuel picks of the week. We'll save them for the very end of the show, okay? That's important. So stick around and don't go fast forward, you pricks. Don't go do it. Stick around and watch the rest of the show. But we're meant to celebrate this unbelievable Week 5 slate. We're gonna make a nine leg parlay. And I got a feeling that USC's in it. And you and I are going to go back and forth. I'm going to put it in my phone and we're going to place it. All right, go.
That's it. I'm telling you, as much as we heard about USC's offense, this defense, keep an eye on it. It is for real. You're getting a lot thrown at you as both in terms of protection and as a quarterback. They can turn you over. They have guys that can play the ball. It's just that defense is as much of a reason as that offense that they can make it run.
So we're taking USC and we're maneuvering that line a little bit in their nine leg parlay that we'll provide at the end of this. We're going to win some money this weekend. I got to pay for that hibachi nonsense coming here on Saturday night. All right, my tape take 3. Defending Damon Williams is going to be a different animal than Arch in week 1. Like Ohio State, Washington hasn't leveled up to the Ohio States and some of the other, like to the Miamis this year, to maybe the LSUs.
You mean talent, depth of talent?
A depth of talent, all of that.
Right. Okay.
I told you in the summer, I like when I watched him at the Manning Passing Academy, like this guy's special. He's not the biggest. We may not be talking like first round draft and all that, but this guy's special, like special. I put on the tape, man, and I know it was Washington State, and they haven't really played anybody. He's driving the ball. He is, I mean, and he's got burst and juice. He could be a little bit off the mark at times, but not like some of these other young athletic guys who are still kind of learning how to throw the football at the college level coming out of high school. This guy's in his second year. Damon Williams, Ohio State's going to have a problem with him. They're going to have a problem with him. He is so confident in what he's doing, and when he doesn't see it or read it quite yet, and Jed Fish does a really good job, right? He just gets himself out of trouble. And then they lean into it, and they're like, yeah, let's run off tackle. Let's run a power with them, turning the corner. That against Washington State, he had that run, and it was a big hole, and they did a great job blocking it up, hat for hat. But he turns the corner, and it's like
he can move. Yeah. He
4.4s.
Right. He accelerates, and see you later.
And then it was play 10 on my clip reel. I don't know what. No, I think it was play 10 from the game against Washington State. Doesn't matter. He had the sail route, waits for the outside cornerback to clear. Like it was a sign to me that he's starting to see it. Because it was like that fine line between I got to make sure that cornerback clears, and he doesn't have flat responsibility on the sail. But the millisecond he did, and as the receiver's just going to break, the timing of it all was perfection. Balls out on time, drills it from it was like 16 yards, but it was from the right hash to the left sideline as a right-handed quarterback. Like that's not an easy throw. And I got news for you. I know I love Chris Brazzell.
It's going to be a new guy every week.
No, but I think his top competition might be number 12, Denzel Boston, man.
Jordan Tyson is not even in the mix
I love
anymore,
Jordan Tyson too. Yeah, they're all in the mix. It's early. We're in September still. But I'm just saying.
I'm just needling you.
I know you
I love him. You know I love him. I love him.
He had this catch behind him.
So good.
Between the seams. It was a great throw by Williams. But the body control at 6'4", or 6'3", whatever he is, but for scouts. But he's a big guy. He hauled in the touchdown in the corner of the end zone as a head top.
Big body, man. He's good. And then you throw in Jonah Coleman at running back. And
no, I know. But I'm just telling you, Ohio State, I don't know that I'm sure they know. This is going to be a different animal. He's going to gas this defense. And Patricia's going to throw stuff at him. He's going to make him look young because he is young. And there's going to be it's not going to be all beautiful, but all he needs is like 6-7 big time plays to keep this thing frustrating for Ohio State. I think Ohio State's walking into a war, an absolute war.
They're still not. I think Klatt. I was watching Klatt the other day. I don't think Washington's in the top 25 in the AP
It's because
poll yet.
Stupid people are not all, but there are too many stupid people.
Fire them up. Let's go. Yeah, it's not good, man. It's not good.
Washington. If Washington with that cat at quarterback and that 6'4" receiver and that Jonah at running back, is not a top 25 team, I quit.
I don't get it. I don't get it either, man.
All right, what's your next take? Take.
Where are we going? I'm going to. This is it defines the. This is the fuck you to hot takes, right? Because I went in thought I knew what I was going to say about LSU going to Ole Miss. We now know that that Trinidad Chambliss is starting at quarterback for Ole Miss. Trinidad Chambliss is much more mobile than Austin Simmons, the hurt starter right now. He has shown a lot that he can do with his legs. LSU over the last couple of years struggled mightily with mobile quarterbacks. And I thought because they would have Harold Perkins, who was hurt early in the year last year, that would make a significant difference. And then I realized, well, Harold Perkins was on the field when Lenore Sellers went for 88 last year. And he was on the field when Jalen Milroe went off 2 years ago. He's gone off the last 2 years against LSU. This has been a historical thing. So maybe it's not Harold Perkins. Maybe it's more than that. And you know what? It is. It's just football. I went back and watched Sellers, Marcel Reed, and Milroe against LSU over some of the last couple of years. Milroe the last 2 years, the other guys last year. Okay. And I went back and I watched them because stylistically they're a little different. I'm trying to find something. And the reality is it's just this. Guys were taking bad angles. Guys were not tackling. They're frequently giving up the edge. The rush defender was getting out of position. It's just bad football. Okay. So it has Blake Baker, the defense coordinator, been able to fix it. Here's why I think this is going to be different. They've really went through the transfer portal and improved their defensive line. And maybe not elite players, but tough, gap sound, tough players that can play the run. And I think that's going to make a big difference for them up front. I also like their back end guys, completely rebuilt the back end. I think they're in a better position for this in terms of angles and wrapping up and containing a quarterback. So to me, that's why I believe that LSU is going to be doing. It's not that they're going to do anything different schematically. This is, it's the same scheme. It's the same defense, but the players up front are a little bit different, and I think they're going to be in better position, but they better be. I will say this, they better be, because this Chambliss kid can run. And
Tell me about Chambliss a little more. I didn't get to Chambliss this week.
Man, when you watch the power quarterback game against LSU over the last couple of years, it's guys who are quick and they follow their blocks, and that's what Chambliss does. When they give him a designed quarterback run, he's instinctive like a running back, and he is quick like a running back, and he's got good contact balance. He can do all of those things. And the other thing about him, like the quarterbacks they faced, if you want to just lock in on the run and play him like it's Wildcat all the time, do so at your own risk. This kid's been throwing the ball pretty well. And the Kiffin, head coach Lane Kiffin for Ole Miss, as long as he's not distracted by his daughter dating the linebacker from LSU, the Kiffin's going to be putting this kid in good position to make plays.
How about this shit? Good on you, Whit Weeks. Good on you. And then how about Kiffin's response? Priceless. Take the over.
Yep.
You ain't going to win.
Love it.
He'll go scorched earth. You ain't going to win on social media with Lane. I mean, is there anything better than the SEC?
Is there anything better than Lane Kiffin?
We got daughters dating opposing linebackers and head coaches posting I just love college football is the best, man. You don't find this nonsense in the buttoned up leagues everywhere else. This is, but I'll say this about Lane. For all the crazy, and I'm sure people are speculating this was part of the publicity stunt, the Netflix, and I can't. Is it Netflix or I don't know where his documentary?
Yeah, I don't know either.
Out.
I will be finding it though.
And he's a personal inspiration. He's overcome things, all this stuff, and he's a character. And he's a bud. He's a good guy. I like.
He's also smart, man. He's just incredibly talented.
You know how you can tell the real ones is when they are so good at something and have such a high level of success. And you think about him at USC, and yes, there was Sark, but Lane with the success that he had at USC, okay, with the West Coast, principled, Bill Walsh, old school West Coast, Liner, Sanchez, okay. And then he comes to Ole Miss, and he can still have that success with RPO, tempo.
Yeah.
And then they get some running backs, and it's we're going to RPO, but we're going to go tempo, but we're going to grind you with it. And then we get Jackson Dart in his first year, and we're doing the RPO stuff, but we're sprinkling a little of that West Coast in. And then the second, and then his final year, they're like USC. They're like 49ers. And now Chambliss comes in, and it's,
Yeah,
when
he
you
just
can
tweaks
have
it.
that level of success doing all these different things, that's genius. You know,
This is a dangerous game for LSU. This is a dangerous game for LSU. They're in a little bit of a spot here. I mean, they beat Clemson
I
and
don't
Florida
disagree.
now we're looking at
The
those games like
last 5 years,
whoa.
I was looking. Last 5 years, this has been a home team wins rivalry series,
Yeah,
whatever you want to say.
it would not surprise me if the Tigers were upset this weekend.
Well, if you hang on a few minutes, we're going to tell you which side we go with, and we're playing with lines to get a 9-leg parlay. I have a feeling about this thing, man.
It's not as the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Thank you. All right, take 4. I like that when you go in with a preconceived notion and it blasts you.
But you can't stick with it, right, man? You can't be like, oh,
No.
now I'm going to make something up. No,
That's when you make big
I went
mistakes.
back and I was looking at analytics from Pro Football Focus about are they running different coverages? Are they running different blitz packages? Nope. It's very similar to what they've done, man. Like you can't just make shit up. You just got to play better football. But I do believe in momentum. And I do think the LSU defense has momentum right now. And I think that Blake Baker as a play caller has momentum.
You know, it takes a certain kind of fucking animal to go back 2 years and watch. Mensch.
Had to see it. Had to know what happened.
Going back 2 years in tape to watch mobile quarterbacks against LSU without even the coordinator takes a total lunatic. And it's why I love you.